Myself, Arvind Kumar Dubey, teacher of English in Government Girls High Secondary School, Nagaon, Chhatarpur, MP. Students, today I am going to teach you a poem. Poem's title is The Laburnum Top. It is written by Ted Hughes. It is based on nature. Ted Hughes is a nature poet. The term laburnum means a small tree having yellow color flowers, just like it, yellow color flowers, and its seeds are poisonous. And there is a beautiful bird, beautiful singing bird. Its name is goldfinch. Goldfinch. So, in this poem, there is no fixed stanza pattern or rhyme scheme. There are three stanzas in the poem. Today, first stanza is The Laburnum Top. Poet's name is Ted Hughes. The laburnum top is silent. So, first of all, we see there is silence, there is no activity because there is no goldfinch. There is no arrival of the goldfinch. All trees remain silent. The laburnum top is silence, quite still. There is no activity. 2 in the afternoon. The period is of afternoon. The poet has used the time of afternoon. It is of also yellow color. So see here, beautiful combination of nature. Nature is of yellow color. The sun is also shining here in our country India also, and the flowers color is also of golden color, and goldfinch is also in golden color. So color combination is very nice, depicted by Ted Hughes. And September sunlight. It is sunlight of the month of September. So here poet has used alliteration. So what is alliteration? Repetition of the consonantal sound is called alliteration. Here sun, September and sunlight. So S sound is repeated again and again. It is called alliteration. There is another term also, assonance, where vowel sounds are repeated again and again. A few leaves yellowing. See, some leaves are of in yellow color. Generally in autumn season in UK or United Kingdom or in Britain, autumn is used, or in UK or USA, United States of America, fall is used. But here some yellow leaves are falling down upon the earth, and some seeds are also falling down. Second stanza of the poem, The Laburnum Top by Ted Hughes. See, till the goldfinch comes. Here, arrival of the goldfinch. As soon as the goldfinch arrives, there is excitement upon the laburnum tree. With a twitching chirp, the bird chirp with its characteristic cry, and there is movement upon the tree. A suddenness, it arrives suddenly. A startlement at a branch end, and goldfinch goes from one branch to another. Here, assonance is used because there is repetition of vowel sound. Then, sleek as a lizard. Here is simile. So, what is simile? When we compare two different things, objects, where at least one point is common, it is called simile. To give simile like, comma, as, etc. are used. So here, as a lizard, the word goldfinch is compared with a lizard. And adjective for goldfinch used, alert, abrupt. She enters. She is used for goldfinch. She enters like the thickness. See here, thick forest are here. In this thick forest, the goldfinch hide itself. and a machine starts up. There is activity, there is excitement, there is machinery upon the tree. We can say goldfinch is a soul of laburnum, of chattering and a tremor. It comes suddenly, it strikes the branches, and it also spreads wings and thrillings and give cry. The whole tree trembles and thrills. There is romantic atmosphere upon the whole laburnum tree when the goldfinch arrives. It is the engine of her family. See here, it is the engine of her family. There is family of the bird, and if we see if our family, there is also children. They talk to each other, they make noises with each other, and here birds also make noises, and their young ones also playing near and there. So it may be the engine of her family. She struck it full, then flirts out to the branch end, and goldfinch goes at the branch of the end, showing her beard face. See, goldfinch has bar upon his face, so her face is barred, having strips. Face identity mask. It is the identity of the goldfinch. Now, third and concluding stanza of the Laburnum Top by Ted Hughes. So, in this concluding stanza, the poet says that there is no activity when the goldfinch flies away. It flies away above the sky, and it is called mysterious word, just like William Wordsworth has used cuckoo, and P.B. Shelley has taken skylark, and John Keats has taken in his poetry the nightingale. So here goldfinch also is a singing bird, and its music is incomparable to another bird. Then with eerie decline, whistle chirrup whispering. So it appears that whistling sound is creating the enchanting atmosphere of the sea. Launches away towards the infinity. She goes towards the infinity or towards the blue sky, and the laburnum top subside to empty. And once again, laburnum top became silence. So, in this poem, first stanza shows silence, second stanza shows activity, alertness, excitement when goldfinch arrives, and third stanza also remain silence because the goldfinch flies away from the atmosphere. Thanks.